Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com, and in this video we're looking at a new watch from Baume and Mercier within the Riviera collection, a green dial Baumatic 39mm. So in this video, deep dive on this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout the video, if you have further questions or are looking to buy this watch, check out the link in the description down below to the product page where you can also ask one of our team members on live chat any questions that you might have. But without further ado, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at this watch. So the luxury integrated sports category overall has become very crowded in the last several years. But today we're looking at a brand that actually was one of the first in developing a watch of the concept all the way back in the 1970s. The watch here, Baume and Mercier, with their latest iteration of their integrated sports model, the Riviera. Not unlike Audemars Piguet, Baume and Mercier is one of the prime movers in the history of luxury integrated sports watches, debuting the first Riviera over 50 years ago, originally designed in 1973, beating out other icons such as the Nautilus to the punch. The Riviera's current lineup includes a broad selection of more than 30 references, ranging from sizes from 33mm all the way up to 43mm that are going to have more complications to go along with them. But last year marked the launch of the long-awaited 39mm Baumatic models at Watches and Wonders. While the first Baumatic Rivieras came in with a 42mm case and the 36mm didn't come with the stellar 5-day power reserve, there was certainly a void for a medium-sized version of the watch that in turn fully made use of the brand's stellar caliber. The 39mm instantly became a well-received hit, but this year Baume has decided to add to the proposition, showcasing a spectacular new green dial colorway. So beginning with the wear of this watch, we have a dimension set of 39mm in diameter, 10.3mm thick, and a lug-to-lug of 48.1mm. As mentioned, this lands right in between former cases, wearing relatively true if not slightly larger than its proposed size. One of the most distinguishing features of the Riviera lineup is its 12-sided bezel secured with 4 screws. The bezel gets a radial brush finish and the rest of the casework features a blend of satin and polished surfaces. More angles can be found on the 8-sided crown, which is signed and features a green line to match the dial color. The case's low profile helps in not completely eliminating its viability in dressy scenarios. Although green might command more of a presence than other dials in these scenarios, it's not going to be to a point where it's going to be in poor taste. On the other side of the coin, the case is capable of 100 meters of water resistance, serving up a point towards the genuine sports upside. Sapphire protects the dial and gets anti-glare treatment on both sides for fantastic legibility. The case back mirrors the aesthetic of the dial side with its angular profile, and a sapphire display window offers a good view of the movement. The new Riviera comes standard on a 3-link bracelet with alternating brushing and polishing, tapering to a push-button butterfly clasp that is constructed from solid components, though lacks ultra-fine micro-adjustment capabilities. One of the perks of this bracelet system is Baume's strap exchange system that allows for simple swaps without the use of tools. Given the proprietary nature and integrated design, you will be left using their manufactured selection, but across the board, they are quite good. So now we shift over to what I would say is visually maybe the most impressive aspect of this watch, and that is the green dial. And this is where the Riviera really distinguishes itself from other integrated luxury models, as it's rendered in this transparent green sapphire. This is a dial that loves the light and looks stunning in the process. In certain scenarios, I would describe the dial color as an electric emerald in direct light, but in the shade, it is much more reserved in its appearance. Part of the design is that transparent nature which gives view to the date wheel and the central plate that is mildly decorated with a subtle wave pattern. A simple Baume and Mercier Genève wordmark sits at 12, and the Riviera name sits above at 6, leaving plenty of open space to gaze into that deep green. There is a date window at 3, although you have nearly as visible a view of all the remaining days of the month through that sapphire dial. The handset is faceted to further play with the light, getting a gilt look with a softer rose color, matching the applied indices that are punctuated by the Roman numerals at 6 and 12. Both the hands and the indices are filled with bright white superluminova glowing blue when the lights go down, in an adequate amount, I would say. Flipping the watch around, we have an open case back providing arguably the #1 aspect of this watch that delivers its value for the respective price range, the Baumatic caliber. Taking a step back, the Baumatic calibers were a huge undertaking for Baume and Mercier, delivering a caliber that is now class-leading in the power reserve department while being developed within Richemont Group's manufacturing arm for movements, Valflaurier. The Baumatic first began getting more acclaim in the Clifton family of watches before finding its way into the Riviera shortly after that model family's release. Looking more specifically at the caliber inside this Riviera, it is known as the BM13-1975A. This proprietary COSC certified automatic features hours, minutes, seconds, and a date, 21 joules, a rate of 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 hertz, and again has that class-leading power reserve of 120 hours or 5 days. The movement is also nicely decorated as well with perlage on the central bridges, a skeletonized rotor with a Côte de Genève surface, and a clean spiral pattern at the base plate edges. Its low profile also keeps the case height under 10 millimeters, a welcome feature in an elegant sports watch. Something that's also worth noting is the 8-year warranty on Baumatic equipped watches with a recommended service interval of around 10 years. So just to recap, you're looking at 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 hertz. It does feature hacking and hand winding, hacking stopping the seconds when you pull the crown to the farthest position, and again, a power reserve of 120 hours. So now some closing thoughts for the Baume & Mercier Riviera. What are some of the cons, pros affiliated with this piece, and what is my ultimate take on this watch? So starting off with one point I just have to mention is the fact that there are so many integrated steel sports watches on the market. There's a variety that you could go for. There are different style cues and design features for each one of these different options in the broader marketplace that might allow you to look in one direction for the other. All of this to say is that you have a breadth of ability to pick out a integrated steel sports watch that could be right for you. Also for the colorway as well as the date wheel and how it shows up on the dial, I could see some people maybe thinking that this is a little bit too loud and out there. And Baume & Mercier might not be the first brand that you think of when trying to identify a integrated steel sports watch option. But then we shift over to what I think probably is a reason why the Baume & Mercier is compelling. You look at the history of the Riviera and where it can date back to in 1973. Keep in mind, this is before the Ingenieur SL Jumbo. This is before the Patek Philippe Nautilus. This is before the Laureato. This is one of the earliest cases of an integrated steel sports watch in the entire industry. Keep in mind, the Royal Oak came out in 1972, so we're only 1 year behind the watch that was the trailblazer for this entire category, now representing with the Riviera. Also, where this watch currently sits in terms of price, there's not as much competition. You have a lot under $1,000 and $1,000 to $2,000, but between $3,000 to $5,000, there's less competition for an integrated steel sports watch that also is delivering something with that package. The dial is spectacular. I think the screen is the best looking Baume & Mercier Riviera, and maybe even Baume & Mercier. I love the way the Cliftons look, but this gives this electric green emerald color. It just pops, no question about it. And then the Baumatic caliber on the inside just delivers and checks off the boxes and is class leading for its price range. You have a COSC certification, looks pretty attractive in the process, and that 5-day, 120-hour power reserve. It doesn't matter the price range we're talking about, that is as good as any in the entire industry. And then to top it all off, the case is well finished, and you're getting a case size that I would say is going to be a preference for many people out there, or at least in a good middle ground for many enthusiasts at 39 millimeters. Say it wears like a 40 millimeter on wrist, which I would say is in that Goldilocks zone for having mass market viability. This is one of those pieces that might not be in the same class in terms of its specifications as a Vacheron and some of these high horology brands, but that's not what Baume & Mercier is all about. Baume & Mercier is a brand that is going to deliver that luxury upside without costing the same price as some of these high horology brands. And in the process here, getting an attractive one, a wearable case, and also a new dial that is spectacular to look at. All right, guys, that's all we have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Really do appreciate that. Also, these watches are available on TeddyBaldassarre.com. TeddyBaldassarre.com is a full authorized dealer of over 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. And how we're able to do what we do here in producing content is through selling watches. So if you are in the market for a watch, we'd absolutely love to have your business. It allows us to keep doing what we're doing here, and we love what we do. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.